are you? What's your role? And who do you work for?
Hi, I'm Abdel Sigiwa. I'm a cloud developer advocate at Google, and I do Kubernetes.
What are 3 Kubernetes emerging tools that you're keeping an eye on?
Oh, a lot. Three only. That's very hard. So Q. Q is a Kubernetes native job queuing system, which allows you to share Kubernetes resources, especially GPUs and TPUs, fairly between teams. That's one. The second one is something we announced at KubeCon called MCO, Multi-Cluster Orchestrator, which is a tool to orchestrate capacity and resources across multiple clusters. So if you run out of capacity in one region in a cloud environment, you can actually spill up or place your resources in a different region. That's the second one. And the third one is something I did a talk about at the Kube AI co-located events called the Gateway API extension, inference extension, which is an extension of the Gateway API specifically designed for inference workloads.
John McBride expressed that Kubernetes is a platform of the future for AI and ML, particularly for scaling GPU compute. Do you agree with this assessment? And what challenges do you see in running AI workloads on Kubernetes?
Do I agree with that assessment? Yes. I think that I'm going to borrow a statement from Clayton Coleman. LLMs are the new web apps, or web app, however you want to call it. I think that the biggest challenge now is, obviously the biggest challenge now is obtainability, like finding those GPUs, because it's very hard, right? Obtaining them, getting them, specifically getting them when you need them, is one of the biggest problems I think a lot of people face. One of the promises of Kubernetes is scalability on demand, being able to access the resources only when you need them. And that worked great when those resources were only CPU and memory. But now with GPUs, which are hard to get, you are faced with the challenge of, do I actually pre-provision them and pay for them even if I'm not using them, or do I auto-scale and then risk not having them available? So I think obtainability, generally speaking, is one of the biggest challenges that people are going to face, especially making sure it makes sense from a cost perspective. Then the second one will be utilization. So making sure that you utilize those resources to the maximum you can, so you get the most out of them, right? So it's always a matter of cost. And I think the third thing is monitoring, observability of GPUs, TPUs. Like, there is a lot of emerging things happening. There is the device plugins out of the work group, device management. There is quite a lot of things happening in Kubernetes, but being able to observe and make sure that your workloads perform and behave in a predictable manner is also a big challenge that we're working through, I think, as a community in general.
John McBride also criticized Kubernetes for its slow pace in reacting to emerging technologies, particularly GPU workloads. What areas do you think Kubernetes needs to improve to better support modern workloads?
I wouldn't agree with that statement that it was slow. I think that the LLM thing happened too fast. And I think as any technology, people need time to adapt and to adjust and to learn and to figure out what these things are, right? I would say the community is doing a great job, both on the open source, but also on the commercial side, where people are building things and then they're contributing them back to the open source side of things. So I think that I don't think that there is anything that the community really needs to do in particular to make things better. I think that the community is really reacting. I think compared to any other open source projects, Kubernetes in its short lifetime, which is 10 years, have been able to adapt very fast to changes. So I think that the community is doing a great job.
John McBride challenged upstream companies to dedicate more resources to making Kubernetes the platform of the future for AI ML. What specific improvements would you like to see in Kubernetes to better support AI workloads?
Very good question. I think I'd like to see more collaboration from the big cloud providers, because I think right now it's a little bit uneven in terms of how much contribution. And I am in a position where I can say that because Google is still one of the biggest contributors. I think we need more contributions from other companies. And I think the reason why we need this is because in this day and age, we need more people to converge towards standardization instead of just building various specs, right? So I think generally speaking, we need more companies to just put resources to make specs better, advance the specs, and maintain the APIs better. I talked to quite a lot to the Kubernetes maintainers. There are some challenges around infrastructure management they are facing. There are challenges around backward compatibilities they are facing. There are challenges around LTS that people are facing. And I think we just need more companies to put their resources behind it to make it better for everyone, because I would hate to see Kubernetes kind of diverge because people don't want to build together. I think no one wants to see that. Otherwise, we will lose this community, which is going to be sad. So I think we need more companies to just engage with the community.
What's next for you, Abdel?
For KubeCon, I'm almost done. I have a community hub talk tomorrow. We're going to be doing some live streams on the Kubernetes podcast. and today and tomorrow. And then, basically more content coming out, more Kubernetes content, Kubernetes podcast specifically content coming out, more videos on YouTube, more articles hopefully on my blog, and yeah, more KubeCons hopefully.
If people want to get in touch with you, what's the best way to do so?
Just reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Twitter on Blue Sky, and I am on the Kubernetes Slack, so also reach out there, and also the podcast.